I will have to let you know I am in a bit of peculiar mood to do comedy this evening. I started my day with the funeral of a friend's mom, and the pastor was hot as fuck. Seriously. Like, for real, this thing was fine. It was distracting. And you know all pastors can spit game like a pro, because they have to convince entire congregations just shit they know isn't real. That's impressive. Pastors are basically pimps with a higher calling. That's what's going on there. And throughout his entire sermon, he kept looking directly at me with that look men get in their face when they're going down on you. You know the one. And it is an uncomfortable position to be in, you know? When you're trying to support a friend, comfort them, and support them in the loss of a loved one, and all you can think is, am I finna get dicked down by a pastor this morning? Won't he do it? That's inappropriate. That is what that is. The worst part is, this pastor is 73 years old. It gets worse. That is the exact same age as my dad. That's not where I saw my life going. That wasn't the trajectory I had planned for me. I don't know how the rest of you are living your lives, but I'm always looking for a nigga to beat the pussy up, not die inside it. That's a completely different bragging right that I did not want. Not too long ago, a very good friend of mine broke his dick. True story. What had happened was, his girlfriend at the time, soon-to-be wife, was riding on top, doing her best work, and she lost her balance, fell off to the side, took the dick with her. But it was still attached to him. There's no point to this story, it's just a thing that can happen. And I refuse to be the only one to have this information. I can't take this to the grave with me. No longer. No longer. Of course, we are all familiar with the whole maiden, mother, crone archetype of womanhood. For me personally, it's more along the lines of thought, MILF, naughty auntie, which is apparently my current form. Gilfdom, you know? And I already wasted my best thought years pretending to be a man. But I swore until this morning that I was still a MILF. I swore, because for the past few years I have prided myself on dating, and by dating I do mean fucking, quite a few men far too young for me. Like ethically, not legally, I'm not a Republican. Give me some credit here. All the same, you know, just because a man in his 20s can legally get in the club doesn't mean that compared to me age-wise, he isn't still just a baby, you know? Very tall, hairy, muscular baby. Buying me mixed drinks. But I did always have a rule to keep myself in check. The rule worked like this: I would never sleep with a man that was closer to my kid's age than my own. And it's a brilliant plan when your kid's in high school. But my son is now a whole-ass, grown-ass man, and some of these grown-ass men around my son's age finna get this whole ass, know what I mean? And now here I am, a naughty auntie, trying to fuck the grandpappies. Because I just love me a zaddy with two-tone Stacey Adams. That's not the plan. And I haven't even attained full gilfdom yet. I'm not a gilf yet, you know? And I didn't even know being a GILF was my final goal. Until a few years ago, I went to a family reunion in Texas, and it was the dead of summer, so it was hot as the balls of the sun. And we all decided we would go swimming in a cousin's pool. And you need to understand that my family is very, very black and very, very country. So when I say cousin, I don't know if this nigga was related to me or not. But we all agreed to go swimming in their pool, and a family matriarch climbed into the pool wearing a nano string bikini. Basically skinny dipping with accessories. And nobody said shit. No one. We could all see Granny's cervix and we all pretended we did. And that's the life I'm trying to be about. Saw my future in that moment. I want to reach an age where I can start placing an order at a bar, shit my pants, and finish placing my order like nothing happened. And still hit on the bartender. That to me is the true meaning of poetry and power. Yeah! I'm just not that confident yet. But the women in my family, they never cease to inspire me to do the absolute most and be my best, worst self. My great-grandmother, God rest her soul, she smoked a pipe until she moved up north and was told it wasn't ladylike. So then she switched to cigars, which she smoked until she got lung cancer and then proceeded to chew tobacco till the day she died. And her final words, on God, were, "I'm tired of these damn kids." Then she went to bed and died peacefully in her sleep. That is a boss move. That's how the fuck you go out. That's how it's done. My mom, goat of goats that she is, she has taught my brothers and I everything we would ever need to know to survive the day of the machetes. If you're white, don't worry about it. But, point being, before we had even started school, we had already learned how to pick locks, how to hotwire vehicles, how to make improvised explosives. Although the last one may have been an accident. Here's what happened. I was born in Florida. You may have heard of it. And my older brother, he got attacked by an army of fire ants. Because Florida is so much worse than you think it is. My brother, he is deathly allergic to just about everything because he's a little bitch. And he almost died, so my mom's response was to pour gasoline into the anthill and light a match. Which, to her credit, did eliminate 100% of our backyard. She's all about efficiency. Respect that. Growing up, we also never opened the blinds in our family home. We never did. Because, as we all know, and go ahead, say it with me, white people will look in your house to see what you got and rob you when you're not around. We all learn this from our mothers, right? This is a normal lesson. In case anyone is offended by that suggestion, I will remind you, white people are kind of known for taking shit. Yeah. how we got here. Okay. So with that in mind, we also had all the lights in our house on timers so they would go on and off whether or not we were there. But what we never did, we never once installed a security system. Because, as you may know, security systems notify the police, and why are we going to call the very white people we're most trying to avoid? That doesn't make any sense. Another lesson I have carried with me into adulthood, no matter where I'm driving or how fast I'm driving, I never wind the windows down in my car, ever. Because, okay, let's try again. Go ahead, say this one with me. White people will throw drugs in your car to get you arrested. I'm starting to think some of you are negligent parents, but it's weird. But to be fair, I don't think this is true. I don't actually think it's true. Because I mostly grew up in the Midwest, so most of my friends throughout my life have been white. And because most of my friends have been white, all of my friends have been avid drug users. And not once has one of those friends given me drugs for free. What? Doesn't happen. It has never happened. Y'all are much better at taking than giving. And if that one offended you, feel free to prove me wrong. Bring me an 8 ball of ketamine after the show. Rewrite the whole fucking joke, I promise. The most important thing I think my mom taught us, though, every day before sending her 3 beloved children off to school, my mom would give us all the same 3 warnings. And the first warning was, don't get arrested. Solid advice. I offer it to you this evening. The second warning was, don't get any white women pregnant. And we all ignored that one, and I'm not sure why. Mea culpa. The third warning, which I believe my mom believed to be the most important, was don't get picked up by any white men, because you know how they love to touch on little black babies. Okay. You got a little tense there. So let me be very clear. I don't think that one is true. I think that is an unfair stereotype. I do not believe that white men love to touch on little black babies. I think if you deposit enough money into a bank account, the bank hands you a black baby. And you're legally required to accept the baby. But once you leave the bank, you can do anything you want with a black child. You can throw it away, you can murder it, you can sell it into slavery, raise it as your own, or parade around in front of media so people think you're a better person than you really are.
Yeah.
Here's what bothers me about this joke. I still don't have an end to this joke. And that concerns me because it makes me wonder, is this a joke? Or am I just stating an actual fact that I can neither prove nor disprove? Because I don't know anyone with enough money to be given a black baby. And here's the worst part about them. niggas aren't that expensive. You can get a black baby for like 40% off with Groupon. All my friends are just that poor. But you've been beautiful, I love you. Have a good night.